Okay, so now we're taking our butter and our brown sugar that we cooked on the stove to the one little bubble comes to the mixture. We're adding that to the 9-inch round cake pan. No need to butter this pan. I am putting this in a non-stick pan. Now we're going to take our pineapple rings and we're going to add those to the entire circumference of the pan. I'm using 5 rings. You can use 6 and put 1 in the middle, but I'm adding those just around the side. Now I'm adding the cherries to the center of the pineapple rings. And then I'm adding additional cherries in between the pineapple rings. Now we're going to set that to the side, and now it's time to make our cake batter. As I stated, we're going to make this by hand. No need for a mixer when we're making this cake batter. So we have our dry ingredients, which consist of 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I did sift those all together, and then you're also mixing 1 cup of sugar. That's 1 cup of white sugar. I'm mixing around the dry ingredients before adding my wet ingredients. The wet ingredients consist of 3 large eggs, room temperature. And then I've reserved a 1/4 of a cup of pineapple juice from the pineapple in the can. Now for the flavor for this, I like to use 2½ teaspoons of pure vanilla. And then when I'm making this cake, I always use a teaspoon of almond extract. It adds a wonderful flavor to the cake as well. And we're simply going to mix that around until it becomes fully incorporated, and you're going to see this becomes a cake batter. We're going to mix this all the way until all the batter is fully mixed in, and you'll see the eggs are mixed in as well. So I've mixed all that together, and we're going to pour that cake batter right over our pineapple and our cherries and our butter and brown sugar. This is going to bake at 350 for about 35 minutes, but you're going to look at it at about 30 minutes. Make sure your toothpick is clean when you insert the toothpick in the center. When you bake this cake, please put it onto a cookie sheet, and on that cookie sheet, put a piece of parchment paper under as well. That'll save on cleanup. This cake does have a tendency to bubble over with the sugar, but it's absolutely delicious goodness when it bubbles over, but it'll save on cleanup if you put this on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. Bake it on 350 until brown on top.